Multiview monitoring of individual cattle behavior based on action recognition in closed barns using deep learning. Welcome to Journal Club. The latest academic research, explained in plain English. Today we're looking at this paper from MDPI's Journal of Animals. It's authored by Fuentes et al. From Jeonbuk National University in South Korea, and is published open access under a CC BY license. Let's start by translating the title into more accessible language. When you read this title, you can understand it to mean in very simple terms that this paper discusses how to use technology to monitor the behavior of cows in farm buildings, using computers that can recognize their movements and actions. Let's expand on that a little. In this paper the researchers use advanced computer programs to analyze video footage of cows in a closed barn. They watch how the cows move and behave, and the computer program learns to recognize certain actions of the cows. This helps farmers keep a better eye on their cows' health and well-being, such as if they are eating and drinking enough or if they are sick. Now we understand the title, which is a good start, but before we can break down the full paper, we'll need to catch up on some terminology, jargon, background information, and context. Specifically, there are some key concepts you'll need to be familiar with. Let's define them now. Cattle behavior recognition. Recognizing the behavior of cows in order to monitor their health and welfare. Wearable devices. Devices that can be worn by cows to monitor their behavior. Surveillance cameras. Cameras used to monitor cow behavior in barns. Occlusion. When a cow is obstructed from view due to other objects in the barn. Scale variations, differences in size and distance between cows in the barn. Pose changes, differences in the way cows are positioned in the barn. Multiview monitoring, monitoring cow behavior from multiple angles and perspectives. Action recognition, identifying specific actions performed by cows. Tracking mechanism, a system that tracks the movement of cows and identifies them individually. Precision livestock farming, using technology to optimize livestock production and improve animal welfare. Now that we understand the title and key concepts, we're ready to dive in and break down this paper. In this presentation, we're going to attempt to answer 5 questions. 1. What were the researchers trying to figure out? Or more specifically, what was their hypothesis? 2. How did they conduct their experiment? That is, how did they test their hypothesis? 3. What were the results of the experiment? 4. What conclusions did the authors draw from those results? And lastly, 5. Why does this research matter? Why should you care? 1. What were the researchers trying to figure out? The researchers hypothesized that it is challenging to monitor individual cattle behavior in closed barns using existing techniques due to factors such as occlusion, scale variations, and pose changes, and that an approach based on action recognition and multiview monitoring would be more effective. 2. How did they conduct their experiment? The researchers used recordings from 2 camera angles to capture the behavior of individual cattle in closed barns. They manually identified each cow and assigned them a unique identification number, enabling the recognition of their corresponding actions. The datasets used for the study consisted of 7,449 annotated frames, captured from 2 different angles and during various day and night periods in the cattle barn. The proposed system operated by taking image data as input to a detector which provided corresponding actions along with the spatial localization of cattle. A matching mechanism was applied to compare previous tracks with new detections for improved accuracy. Through this implementation, researchers obtained statistics and action counts that facilitated the identification of normal and abnormal cattle behavior during specific time periods in the spatiotemporal domain. The researchers generated 2 reports. One included the counts of actions associated with each unique ID, providing insights into individual behavior, while the second report consisted of trajectories that captured the movement patterns of the cattle throughout the entire evaluation period. 3. What were the results? The researchers evaluated the performance of the action detector and tracker using several metrics and found that the system was able to successfully track individuals and monitor their actions over time. The system was also able to generalize well across different environments. The researchers analyzed the overall herd behavior and individual statistics using the system and found that it can provide real-time monitoring of individual animals over time. However, the system encountered challenges in detecting specific part actions such as tail wagging or smaller regions associated with rumination. 4. What conclusions did the authors draw from their results? By detecting actions and generating tracking IDs from Multiview video data, the researchers obtained valuable spatiotemporal information over time. Optimal results were achieved through an action majority voting mechanism for regions of interest and careful control of tracker parameters. Through this implementation, cattle behavior was effectively monitored during specific time periods, and statistical analysis enabled the assessment of behavior changes. The researchers demonstrated the effectiveness of their approach through quantitative and qualitative evaluations using the Hanwoo cattle video database, encompassing both day and night recordings. This study presented a practical strategy for precision livestock farming, employing non-intrusive surveillance cameras. 5. Why does this research matter? This research paper highlights the importance of monitoring individual cattle behavior in closed barns. Monitoring cattle behavior is crucial to ensure their health and welfare, and to detect changes that may indicate illness or discomfort. However, monitoring individual cattle, especially those with similar visual characteristics, has been challenging due to factors such as occlusion and pose changes. The proposed approach in this paper utilizes deep learning for multi-view monitoring of individual cattle behavior based on action recognition, which enables continuous tracking of each individual and assigning them a unique identification number. This approach helps overcome the challenges encountered in real farm indoor scenarios and enables automatic recognition of cattle behavior for precision livestock farming. This study has practical implications for producers in terms of obtaining highly accurate and individual-oriented behavior for animal well-being and farm management. We hope you've enjoyed this Journal Club presentation of multi-view monitoring of individual cattle behavior based on action recognition in closed barns using deep learning. If you'd like to read the full paper yourself, which we encourage you to do, you can find it at DOI 10.3390/ARNI 131222020.